afternoon, Hartlepool United fans. Good afternoon, Weymouth fans, and welcome to the final Pools preview show of the league season and our final league home game of the 2020-21 National League campaign. It's Hartlepool United taking on Weymouth. It's 4th versus 18th, and what an exciting day we have ahead of us. 1,700 poolies will fill Victoria Park, and we can't wait to hear the roar of that crowd once again. Let's take a little look at the opposition today. Weymouth, 2 defeats in 2, and most recently going to Notts County on Saturday and losing 3-0. The Terrors did beat Dave Challoner's men back in January with a 1-0 victory at their ground. Now into some action, some highlights throughout the Pools preview show. Throughout all these games, we've shown highlights, victories, Dave Challoner's biggest successes. We asked on Twitter, what game did you feel Hartlepool United really performed best? Plenty of contenders, Torquay away, Notts County at home, Wealdstone away, Notts County away as well. But here is the highlight, and here was the best one that was chosen from that Twitter poll.
2-1 up, and yeah, kind of second half capitulation, unfortunately.
But that was Richie Bennett, who's now playing today for Hartlepool, who scored the equaliser, I think, that evening.
There you go. That's the non-league the transfer.
Doing the rounds, yeah, but
exactly.
A big capture on loan from Stockport. Surprise one, maybe.
For sure.
And the ball is being swung in from the left, and Wilson head's not convincingly cleared, and the ball came off a Hartlepool head in the end. And I think it was Rhys Oates rather than Jack Corley. Here's Little carrying the ball, and he gets it wide to Sterry. Hartlepool with good possession in the Stones half. And Little hoping to get the corner, I think, but his corner's fallen to Oates. And a tremendous goal. What a tremendous shot on the turn from Rhys Oates. Well, that came completely out of the blue, didn't it, Ross?
Yeah, it's frustrating. I think didn't get tight enough on the cross. Didn't cut the cross out. And then, yeah, great finish in the end.
I think Gary Little was playing primarily for a corner there as he played the ball against the Stones defender's legs, but in fact he went through to Oates, who turned, and what a smart finish that was.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've been reminiscing of Harry Kane last night, wasn't it?
They're very similar, yeah. I think Oates and Ferguson cutting out that long ball from the keeper, and again it's Hartlepool on the offensive.
He's in as well.
And here's Richie Bennett with a chance to pull the ball down the edge of the box, and here's Rhys Oates on his left foot, spanking that one, but blocked by Mendy. Gets it back again, throws it up, and there's Bennett with a header for 2-0. That's a lovely move by Hartlepool. Good work by Rhys Oates on the left, getting round the back of Jacob Mendy, and he set up such an inviting cross.
Yeah, for the big man.
For the big man, Richie Bennett.
Food and drink for Richie Bennett, unfortunately. He's stand those up, he's got a run in the defenders. He's always going to win that one, but unfortunately, downfall of our own mistakes again there. Rust the kick out.
Well, who needs Luke Armstrong? The top scorer for Hartlepool being left on the bench today. But up front, Rhys Oates and Richie Bennett causing havoc. Free kick goes straight through to Heinrich Ravas, the Slovakian in Hartlepool's goal today. Good ball over the top for Bennett. Again, he's broken the line. The linesman keeps his flag down. A good hit by Bennett. And he's followed up to make it 3-0. Well, a good save by Shelby. The ball spooned up into the air, and Bennett with an admirable finish for 3-0. And Hartlepool running riot here at Grosvenor Vale after Wealdstone have made a very decent fist of it in the opening 40 minutes. They find themselves trailing by 3-0.
Yes. I mean, what do you say? It's been a very, very poor last 3-4 minutes.
Well, I think the offside trap obviously failed there, didn't it? Allowing Bennett to run through.
Yeah.
They're timing these passes from the back exquisitely.
I mean, he looked off from up.
But that was clearly won by Danny Green, and it's Rhys Oates in possession for Hartlepool. And winning another throw off Greeny. Wealdstone's longest serving player, I believe. Back to 2016, 5 years here.
He's been awesome, Greeny, since I've been at the club.
There's a chance on his left foot and another goal, and what a cracking finish that was. Rhys Oates finds the back of the net again, drilled that ball beyond George Shelby. A loose ball on the edge of the box following the throw-in, and a cracking finish from Oates again, who's scored 2 this afternoon. 2 for him and 2 goals for Richie Bennett.
We need a reaction. We need a
Just
reaction.
watch
quickly.
that one again. Wealdstone not dealing with the long throw. The ball came loose, And there was Oates on his left foot. What a dangerous left foot he's got.
Deservedly up high in the league. To bring on the likes of Elliott. Big signing, pacey.
Well, Sutton have had a bit of a stutter, haven't they, in recent weeks, which has allowed Hartlepool to climb above them. So the way the season's panning out, Hartlepool could well find themselves top on equal games played. And the referee's given a penalty.
I'm not sure what Mike could have done there, to be honest.
The ball struck Michael Phillips. He was stretching to clear that corner. The ball flew up and hit him on the arm. I'm not sure what he could do to get his arm out of the way. Let's see that one again.
I mean, it's come off his foot onto his hand. I don't know what you're meant to do there.
I think we've got a better angle here, funnily enough. And it looks harsher from what we saw first of all than the second one. But it's a Hartlepool penalty. And here's a chance for Nicky Featherstone, the captain, to put the Pools 5-0 up at Grosvenor Vale. Here comes the skipper. No mistake there by Nicky Featherstone, and Hartlepool have a second goal in this second half to lead by 5-0. And it'll still becoming a little bit one-sided.
It's a frustrating game. I mean, I'm not really too sure what Mike can do there. You play with basically no hands on.
Well, he was just balancing, wasn't he? The hand wasn't in an unnatural position, but I mean that's
ridiculous.
He can hold his head up after this game. So can most of the Stones team, to be honest. It's a matter of playing a team who are just too strong, I think, this afternoon.
Yeah, they've got good patterns of play, good rotation in the centre midfield. They went on the diag first half, so we've shored that up, but then they've got the rotations in midfield, which has been doing the damage as the corner comes in.
And then it comes from Ferguson. Corley wins it unopposed, and there's Shelton again, and he hits the back of the net with his right foot once again. He scored the fourth goal not so long ago, and now he's putting a sixth into the back of the Wealdstone net, and it bobbled along. It wasn't the cleanest strike you'll ever see, but it bobbled into George Shelby's net. Again, the loose ball snapped up by Hartlepool before Wealdstone could get the second clearance in.
Yeah, I think
and here it comes again.
He's unmarked.
Yeah, went through a crowd of bodies, and Wealdstone just hold their faces and heads in despair. And I think we're going to see the final Wealdstone substitute, Danny Parish, down below us.
Although we stayed over, I don't think it could have been like a great prep because obviously change of manager, etc. But for these guys, yeah, business as usual. Come down, stay over, wake up refreshed.
Well, they're treated like a full-time outfit, aren't they? Which, of course, they are. Here's Sterry, the ball on his left foot, looking for Richie Bennett. And we have another penalty. The referee has adjudged. The referee, Tom Reeves, given his second penalty of the afternoon and a booking for Michael Phillips, who got involved in a bit of an arm wrestling contest with Richie Bennett. He looked a bit 50-50. Let's see that one again. Sterry with a decent cross into the danger area.
He's wrong side.
Yeah, Michael Phillips caught the wrong side, as you say, Ross. And it's another penalty, and this time it's Richie Bennett. And I think he's looking to complete his hat-trick here. Is Richie Bennett. Not sure whether he's a regular penalty taker for the Pools. Here's a chance to make it 7-0, and he rolls it into the left-hand corner of the net. No chance again for Shelby. And this is turning into a little bit of a procession with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, it's been an awful day in the office. I said it in the first half, with them 3 goals. We needed to kind of get amongst it. This is, yeah, terrible day in the office.
For the Wealdstone fans looking on, it's one to be watching behind through your fingers, I think, this afternoon.
If I was you, I'd turn off right now. Get out in the sun, enjoy your day. It's the rest of the beautiful day to be out in.
To dominate going down the hill. Danny Parish getting the ball inside, and here's Low Everton going through, running through. Great work by Sonny Blue Everton, and what a tremendous goal. Well, that shows the class of this young man. The 18-year-old danced through 4 challenges.
What a finish. Put
the ball one side of one defender, ran round the other.
I think it was a nutmeg. I think it was a nutmeg.
Here's a tremendous goal.
Goal for Wealdstone, number 16, Sonny Blue Low Everton.
Sonny Blue Low Everton, that's going to be a name to remember.
Whoopee, Megs. Great finish.
That was a tremendous goal. I think although we've and Jacob Mendy bending it in, there's a decent ball but well defended by Bennett, and here's Danny Parish on his right foot. Well charged down. Not a great clearance by Bennett. And Parrish is there. In fact, there's Everton playing the ball to Parrish, and here's Everton again. Rangondo, and he's hit the corner of the net. What a tremendous strike by Rangondo, and Wealdstone have arguably scored 2 of the best goals of the afternoon to pull it back to 7-2. So this is redolent of the early games of the season. 9 goals here at the Vale. Unfortunately, only 2 of them for Wealdstone. 7 for Hartlepool. And that was a tremendous effort from the edge of the box by Gondo, finding the ball.
Great finish.
Hitting the ball into the stanchion at the top of the net.
Next up on the Pools preview show, we're going to jump straight into Dave Challoner's press conference as he looked ahead to the challenge of Weymouth and finally having 1,700 fans back in the Vic. Dave, I suppose it's been a few days since the defeat at Sutton last week. Have you had more time to reflect and any change of thoughts from what your initial thoughts were after the game?
No change of thoughts in terms of how the game went. Things didn't go in our favour. We didn't do ourselves justice. We lost too many individual battles over the pitch, or didn't win the individual battles we need to, and made errors, and ultimately that lost us a game. What you have to do is reflect, learn from it, move on, take positives if there are positives there to be taken, and we have a different challenge on Saturday now, one that we're looking forward to.
It's important to note, I think, we spoke about Sutton, and we'll mention them again, really. Throughout the season, we always kind of expect to have that drop. And after the defeat, whilst the lads were getting changed, getting on the bus, you were out there giving them their round of applause. You know, did you feel like that was just exactly what they deserved?
Yeah, absolutely. Over the course of the season, I've had not always the best, the most consistent team wins the league, and they've been the most consistent team. I think everyone else has been looking for them to have a drop, but I think going back to when we played them at the end of January, and although we beat them at the Vic, we always felt as a sort of management team that they were the ones, maybe if they could keep everybody fit, best suited to just keep churning out results. And the biggest blip they had was a run of draws, if you like, with I think one defeat shoved in there. So they were relentless in what they did, and like I say, thoroughly deserving of the title. And again, within that, I think, again, from my perspective, it was, I would always offer my congratulations, and they deserve that. And from a player's perspective, obviously COVID protocols and things says we needed to get off the pitch, and we were told by the National League we need to get off the pitch and in our environment as quickly as possible, because we didn't know what would happen on the pitch in terms of supporters and things like that. In fairness, the supporters were, like I say, were great, stayed off the pitch as they sort of stated, and their players and staff were able to, I suppose, enjoy their celebrations. Hopefully, from our perspective, we can enjoy similar types of celebrations towards the back end of June.
Obviously, I know you've reflected on the result and you would have watched it back and done your analysis. In terms of the players, how do you think they see it? Do they see it as a wake-up call before they go into the playoff games?
Everyone's individual in terms of that. For me, I don't think it's a wake-up call. I don't think we've needed a wake-up call. I think what it just re-emphasises really is that if you're not at it, and if you're not winning those individual battles, those unit battles over the pitch over 90 minutes, then as a collective, you're gonna have lots of things that have to go in your favour in order to win a game, and it just backed up that we weren't. I say we didn't do enough. We didn't deal well enough, regardless of the mistakes that we made, with what was chucked at us, if you like, and also alongside that, what we have to do is move on, and not just move on within or after the game. It's easy to move on within the course of a game, and not let mistakes or not let disappointment become an overriding factor within that game. Sometimes it's difficult because emotionally you look at it and say that the game's 0-0, although they've got the conditions at the back, and we've probably been penned back in and not been, apart from, like I say, hitting the post and keep making a save after 10 minutes, not been a huge threat at one end. When the mistake comes, it can be a bit of a deflation. Thought we were having our, like I say, we scored a perfectly good goal. We have our best spell at the start of the second half, and then concede a poor goal from our perspective. And sometimes the manner of those goals can have an effect psychologically. What we have to do is not allow that to happen, move on, and think about the process we need to go through to get ourselves back in the game. We need to do that better, and we've got to use that as, like I say, that experience, hopefully to our advantage in what might be adverse times going into playoff games.
Onto this weekend then, and we'll get onto the fans returning. But we've had such a great home record as we come to our last league home game of the season. What have you based that home record around, it making the Victoria Park such a fortress, even without the fans as well?
It's a tough one. What we've tried to do is be pretty consistent, regardless of whether we've played home or away. And I don't know why. There's certainly results away from home haven't been as positive as they have been at home. I'm not sure what that anomaly is. Certainly from our perspective, it's not around setup, it's not around intent, it's not around work rate, it's not around sort of data that we've produced. It's just one of those things we've built. Like, so we've built that up. I think we started to sort of get things going, and at the back end of last season when we had supporters in the ground, probably didn't start the best at home this season. But like I say, I've made it a challenging environment for teams to come, and that's something that we're going to have to do moving forward, regardless of what division we're in. And it is made hopefully an awful lot easier by having our supporters in the ground, and that'll be the case for the first time on Saturday.
So just mentioned there, around about 1,700 Hartlepool fans will be in the Vic for the first time in over a year. How excited are you and the players to hear that roar Victoria Park? We heard it at Sutton on Sunday. They had about 1,200 in, and as you can imagine, with the title in contention, they were very loud. So the excitement of 1,700 poolies is certainly something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing better in terms of I suppose goosebumps on your arms and things like that when you come out of the tunnel and there's that eruption of noise, the chanting that goes on through the game, obviously the emotion of scoring goals and being able to celebrate, not just with a group of maybe 20 of us. There'll be sort of 1,700 plus. So that listen, all them things are brilliant, and also it's an opportunity for, like I say, for us to thank them for their support in a different way this season, and hopefully we've given them some joy away from the football club, and we've now got some big games that we can all look forward to, and some hopefully real excitement.
Weymouth head to the Vic this Saturday. Another one of them teams that obviously due to no one getting relegated, not a lot to play for, but it was kind of the same with Maidenhead. They probably had a little bit more to play for. What are you expecting from them? Obviously, I suspect you've got that result back in January in the back of the mind when we went down to their place and they won 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. What I expect from all the teams probably a little bit different. We've watched their last couple of games. Certainly, obviously, went to Notts County their last away game, lost the game 3-0. They'll probably be saying a similar thing to what I'm saying in the last game, that we've lost 3-0. The goals they concede are awful. They concede a penalty, which is dubious, soft at best. A free kick where the goalkeeper doesn't cover himself in glory, and that puts the game beyond them. But they're well in the game, and we know ourselves going to Notts County is no easy task at all. So I expect them to come and play with a freedom. They play in an expansive way. They'll press, going off previous games that we've watched, and we know we've got to be absolutely bang at it in order to win. As is the case with any game in this division, you can't turn it on and off like a tap. If you're not at it, regardless of who you come up against, you'll come unstuck. And I think if you need proof away from our environment, if you like, you've only got to look last week, and when Torquay go 2-0 up against Barnet after 20 minutes, people think, oh yeah, that's that game done, and the game finishes level. So again, top, bottom, it doesn't matter. Anyone can beat anybody, especially if you're not right at it and you don't turn up.
Just finally, team news ahead of this weekend. Any knocks from the game at Sutton? Obviously, we've missed Harvey Saunders for a few weeks. And just when you look at team news in the squad, how much does an eye on the playoffs come into consideration when you're picking your squad for Saturday?
Yeah, it has to. I'm not going to apologise for that, because it can work in lots of different ways. Listen, I could pick players that are carrying little niggles, or again, in some instances, that are 100% fit tomorrow, and them get injured. On Saturday, and them get injured in the game and miss a playoff game, and you'll then probably in hindsight look back, oh, we shouldn't have played him, I shouldn't have done this. It's easy to look back afterwards. I think what we've had to do, probably since Chesterfield, really, we've not probably been able to pick the team that, well, we've not had all options to be able to pick the team that we maybe want to pick through injury, through suspension, through the schedule, through surface we've been playing on, and through managing knocks, niggles, injuries that are allowing people to play, but allowing them to play probably not quite at 100%, has meant that we've had to be adaptable and really prioritise that says, listen, we're in the playoffs, brilliant, we want to finish as high up as we can, but regardless of playing 2 or 3 playoff games, I want to be able to pick the team that I'm able to pick going into those games. Now, some of those decisions are taken out of our hands. I'm not going to be able to pick Ben because he's out for the season. But of the ones that we've got fit, can us as a management team have hopefully all of them available to be able to pick a team that can help us progress and help us achieve the ultimate aim of promotion.
For the final part of the Pils preview show, we're going to bring you a regular episode of Teammates, and this time it's with our Irish midfielder, Gavan Holohan. Gav, welcome to Teammates on the Pils preview show just before we play Weymouth. I'm surprised we haven't sat down with you already this season, but we're going to go through your teammates, and you can either speak about your teammates from this season or any Pils teammates that you've ever had, so that last season as well.
Mm-hmm. First player. Probably Josh Mack.
Josh Mack?
Josh Mack, he's nuts.
I think he's just heard us.
Yeah.
You've been talking about Josh Mack?
Is he listening?
I think he's next door.
Yeah. I'd say Josh Mack, yeah. Everyone loves him. He's just
funny man.
Keeps the group upbeat all the time. He's a funny guy. God, got a few. I think the obvious one would be Ben.
That's a new one. We've had Gary Liddell a lot this season.
I don't know if Lids is vain. I think he's just really well groomed. Like he's just always looks fantastic. Like hair's always perfect, even when he's playing. Schultz he goes by a window and he has a little glance.
Right.
He did it the other day where we were going out training and we caught him as we were walking
In
out.
a car window reflection, is that
at EDC, just
Right.
like, in the pavilion there.
Yeah.
The windmill's just there.
Yeah.
We've seen him walking out, having a little glance at himself, so...
Go and get look at your abs and
Right, that's
all the time.
Right, I do that once or twice a week.
Once or
day.
twice.
Schultz or
Shelly,
Ben.
yeah.
Ben has to be for the hair, doesn't it?
Got this tangled teaser. Go and get it. This is Ben's tangled teaser. Show him what you do.
I can't, it's my head's tied up.
Right there.
Yeah, he puts a lot of effort into the hair, like greases it up and that.
He was always around the Gaffer, having little chats. Gaffer's favourites.
Lids,
Lids.
yeah.
Is that the experience or?
Probably the experience, yeah. Like we're always having banter with him, that he's always flirting with the gaffer. So it's kind of gross. I'd have to say Lids. God, I haven't seen enough to be honest. I have no idea. Probably like...
You don't fancy yourself?
Oh God, no.
No, not a dancer, not a mover?
No, two-step man.
Two-step man?
Two-step,
yeah.
2 beers, just two-step.
Yeah. So anyone who you'd take inspiration off? A Schultz or a Ben maybe? Fancy themselves?
No. Definitely not Ben.
No?
Too cool for that. I've no idea, to be honest. We've not been out enough, that's the problem.
We'll see.
With this season, like, yeah.
We'll see next
We'll
time.
see, yeah. Probably Malls.
Malls,
Yeah.
it's been a frequent answer.
Once he stands you up, he's hard to stop. Once he gets into his stride, like he's good balance. He can go either way. So
We absolutely love to mention on teammates when Malls gets brought up, them pink boots.
yeah, haven't been seen since.
Have been in since he got that red card.
Weymouth. What's one idea? He's retired then. Yeah, I think he got his initials and everything on him.
Yeah.
So
God bless him, forgotten.
yeah, such a shame. John was quite tough. Fancy John.
Wouldn't fancy a 50-50 with John?
No. Fev's quite tough. Yeah, I have to say probably John and Fev, yeah. Probably Fev.
Fev.
Yeah.
I think with fans not being in, we've heard it quite a lot on the pitch, and it's always we hear him every minute of every game, even if it's a pass that may have been his fault. We won't say it is, but he's still having a go. Is that just classic Fev? But he always just wants 100% the best.
Yeah, he's high standards, and just like I said, high standards. So he's constantly having a.
But he's not like that off the pitch.
Off the pitch, he's grand. Yeah, he's spot on. It's just on the pitch. He just wants to win. So he's hyped up. So yeah. Oh, I've got a few quick ones to be fair.
Once again, you fancy yourself or long distance maybe?
Yeah, not off the mark. No. Once I get going, I'm alright. But I would say Timmy's rapid. Timmy, Moles. Orty. Orty, yeah. How could I forget about Orty? He's a machine once he gets going, like.
Josh Mack. Why is Josh Mack the biggest planet?
I knew that was coming, man. I knew that was coming. You're a I knew that was coming, man. I could hear him coming as well. Why didn't I move?
Just quickly said for a sec, we'll do the ending. Just talk what just happened.
Oh. Man. Josh. What? You set that up as well.
I would do it, mate. Gav, that's the biggest prankster, Josh Mack.
Yeah, Josh Mack, yeah.
Keeping spirits high.
Childish. Absolutely childish.
But Gav,
That's rookie from me because I should have seen that coming. You laughed. I should have seen that coming. That was always coming.
You don't even know how you're on the carpet. You'll be getting.
Josh, do you want to say hi to teammates whilst you're here?
No.
No, but Gav, thank you very much, mate. That was teammates. Whilst Josh cleans that up. That is all we have time for here on the Pills Preview Show. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's continued to watch the Pills Preview Show and support the live stream. But coming up here next at Victoria Park with 1,700 poolies in support, you can join myself and Peter Hartley for Hartlepool United taking on Weymouth. And from me, finally, all I want to say is welcome home, poolies.
Welcome home. It's been a while since we last saw you. Our ground has been so quiet, it's not what we're used to. We've been locked in our houses and at times it's been lonely, but things are getting back to normal, slowly but surely. After a year of being away, filled with uncertainty and fear, Hartlepool United cannot wait to welcome you all back here. We've missed having you around, the passion, the cheers. You've been here all along, through the triumphs, the tears. The sea of blue and white, the roar of the crowd, Victoria packed out with the drum beating loud. The ground was our church, the pitch is our home, Pool is our religion, with every game, every goal. The matchday experience has not been quite the same, without fans lining Clarence Road, ready for each game. The hope of 3 points, excitement in the air, stepping out onto the pitch with all the fans right there. The players leaving the tunnel, to the chants and the screams, it just hasn't felt the same watching it all through a screen. Our fans are like family, soon to be reunited, all with one love, one dream, one Hartlepool United. In the strangest of times, you have all come together to support our club, both now and forever. Welcome home, Poolies. We know it's been a while. Home is where the heart is. Never say die.